One of the things families do is every day, after they do all that running around, all that working, they come home and they eat together. Pretty sacred thing. So weddings always included a party, including the one at Cana. They have wine instead of beer, but the same idea. This is a celebration of God and His gift of love to these two. And we're going to thank Him for all of His gifts. Ready? Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. God bless you all. Have a great night.
Thank you, Joe. You guys got to get a little closer so I can give you a hug, and you got to get a little closer so I can give you a hug after the speech. Yeah, because I'm not going to reach over the table. All right, thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight on both sides of the family, putting together this wedding with help from both sides has been a really good. We're really thankful to have a lot of support from family and friends, and people traveling from outside of state to come together and celebrate Johnny and MK tonight. We couldn't be more happy. And when we were planning this wedding, we had talked about a fall wedding. Well, yeah, when you were planning this wedding, I was around. When they were planning this wedding, they talked about a fall wedding and during Husker football season, and we had talked about possibly a bye week, and we were able to come up with the 21st of October, and it all worked out. But if we would have known then what we know now about the team, we could have planned it on the Ohio State or Wisconsin. This is more fun than watching that team play, so whatever. Anybody who knows Johnny before meeting MK can attest to he's a lucky man. He, as my dad said last night, she started hanging around our house, and we were all just like, this is not going to last. She has, and it's been 7 years, as Father said in the homily today, and we couldn't be more happy to have MK in the family, and she's a sister to me, another sister to me, and Bailey's first sister that she's always wanted, and another daughter of my parents, and couldn't be more happy for them. And when Johnny's around our household, and we're asking him where MK is, and when MK's around and Johnny's not there, we're asking where Johnny is, and they're so good together, and they kind of. They're better themselves when they're together. They're just better to be, I don't know. We had a lot of fun on the party bus. I can't get. Let me look at my notes here. You guys together bring out the best in everyone who you know, and couldn't be more happy for you guys, and I love you both. And only thing that I think is going to change after tonight is like babies. You guys are going to have. If Johnny sets the line at 3, I think it's going to be the overs, because she's baby crazy like my mom, and they're going to have a bunch, and I hope they do, because the last name Knobbe's in jeopardy. My grandparents, John Jr. and Bev, are here tonight. I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere here, and they got 21 grandkids, 3 of which are grandsons with the last name Knobbe. So the last name's in big trouble. It's myself, Johnny, and Cooper. So we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble, and we're hoping that Johnny and MK, starting tonight, can get the family going. Get the family going. The next generation of Knobbes, it's gotta get going because we got too many kids.
Hey, drink it up.
I just want to close out by saying that I love you guys again, and I couldn't be more happy for you guys. And if we can all raise our glasses that we've got, we're gonna toast Johnny and MK and a long, happy marriage with a lot of kids. Keep the Knobbe name going. Thank you.
Most tipsiest sister.
And I am Therese Seaver. I'm MK's younger, taller, and hotter sister.
And I'm Evie Seaver. I'm Mary's youngest, cutest, and maturest sister.
So first of all, before we begin, we want to welcome the entire Knobbe clan to being a part of our family. You have absolutely opened your arms widely to our dear, dear sister, and she loves you so much. Especially Bailey and Michelle. You guys have such a good friendship and sisterhood with Mary, and it just warms our hearts so much to see that. So something to treasure. So if we could all just raise our glasses to the Knobbes and give a cheers.
There are a few key people that made this night possible. John's parents, Matt and Michelle, and of course my parents, Sheila and Daryl. Thank you for making this an epic night, for the sacrifices you made and the constant love and support you showed Mary and John in the last long 2 years of planning this wedding, and of course their whole lives. Thank you. Let's raise our glasses for the parents of the bride and groom. We need our glasses. I need my glass.
Here, it's you.
Oh. Also a special thanks to Daryl and Sheila for giving us our wonderful sister and all of our wonderful siblings. There's 7 of us, if you didn't know. But there was something special about their 4th child, and we just want to thank you for your tenacity and bravery that you had a 4th child after Andrew. In all sincerity, though, thank you guys for showing us what marriage is, integrity, and commitment. You guys make our family so special. So cheers to Daryl and Sheila.
That finally brings us to the bride and groom. Mary, thank you for burying me in the snow when I was a kid, for dealing with me in the mornings when I was a kid. I know that was a hard job. But most of all, I want to thank you for being there for me. And thanks for always lighting up the room with your jokes. And thanks for meeting John, because he's the only brother that puts up with me and likes to actually hang out with me. Or at least that's what he says.
I bet if you all think about it, MK is your favorite Sievert sibling. She's got it all, from her looks to her clever personality, and she's the athletic prize daughter of Daryl. She makes you laugh, and she makes sure everyone feels right at home. And the best thing about her is she can't tell a lie. When she tries to lie, she just smirks really, really big. And be happy if MK makes a joke about you. That's how she shows her deepest affection. Right, Grandpa?
So Mary was my real-life doll that I got to dress up at 8 years old, and I would dress her up and put makeup on her and teach her dances and force her to perform them. And I just can't figure out why she didn't turn out more girly. She definitely followed my brother's footsteps and was the athlete, and we call her the rebel of the family. And she is the least girly sister out of all of us. Mary, you are my best friend, and I love you so much. And your soul is as beautiful as you are on the outside. You look gorgeous today. Thank you. Thank you for always being a listening ear to me and always providing the comic relief when our family needs it the most. Oh, Johnny John. The stories I could tell right now with this mic in my hand and a little bit of liquid courage. I'm not going to do that to you tonight. John, you are not like a brother to me. You are a brother to me. I love you so much. And the best part is you take such good care of our sister, especially fueling her Knobbe addiction. But thank you from the bottom of our hearts for taking care of her and loving her. and we are so happy that you are officially a part of our family.
So we are a big family of jokers like Mary. That's how we show our love. So John has definitely learned the game, and there are a few people who make Daryl their punchline of their joke. But somehow, somewhere, John is unafraid, and we are all here tonight. John has a heart of gold, and we would do anything for anyone. I'm so glad you're officially part of our family. We have a little surprise for you.
No, wait. We're going to let Evie talk first. Evie has something to say first. And then we have a surprise.
So, the first time I met John, my first thought of John was, who is that weirdo with a mohawk and a video game obsession that Mary is dating? But then I got to know him, and I got past the weird hairdos and the weird obsession with video games, and I got to know that he's a pretty sweet guy. From the start, you felt like family, and I'm very, very happy today you are. We love you, John.
Hey, isn't this a beautiful wedding? Yeah. A beautiful bride. What would you expect from a Sievert girl? Look at them. They're all gorgeous. Just like their mother. I'm going to call this a Flintstone wedding. Today we have Barney and Betty's wedding. You know, everyone remembers the Flintstones, Fred and Barney and Wilma and Betty. Well, let me explain. Back in high school, when Mary, I wasn't sure who Mary would end up marrying, falling in love with and marrying, so I just made up names to the clowns and bozos that showed up at my house. And Eric and John became Fred and Barney. I called Eric Fred because he was taller, and I called Johnny, I called Johnny Barney because, well, everybody knows. I told Mary not to feed him, but she did. For a while I thought Eric and Johnny were homeless boys because they were always over at my house eating. Now, Mary is the fourth child, and just like Sheila's family and the Sievert family, the middle children are the troublemakers. Grandpa Bob saw this right away, and at a very early age, he was calling Mary the rebel. I should have seen she was a rebel right away when she decided to have her birth on our driveway. Now I, on the other hand, wanted a Michael Jordan. So I called, instead of MJ, I called Mary Kate MK. And I did it so often, her coaches started calling her MK. Most of them turned out to be soccer coaches, but that was part of my plan way back then. Introduce Mary to sports and keep her interested in sports and away from boys. So at kindergarten, it was soccer, soccer, soccer. Into grade school, soccer, soccer, soccer. Into junior high, soccer, soccer, soccer. Into high school, as she grew and developed, and I do mean as a soccer athlete, it was soccer, soccer, soccer. Okay, Mary, make it to college. Oh, gosh, I opened the door. Fred and Barney are there again. Now, Johnny and I have had a few one-on-one conversations in my garage, back before the garage was a nice place. But Johnny understood the importance of the garage, and that's where he asked me to marry Mary. So I'm handing off one of my pride and joys to a great guy. I do want Johnny to remember that Mary has three brothers who all wanted to take a permanent marker to his face on a New Year's Eve when he was sleeping on my couch. And I do have a little gift for Johnny to help him through all the children. and help all those young girls become interested in something instead of boys. Now for Mary. "19 years ago, I painted my bathroom. It took me 2 days. I painted my bathroom white, a bright white. I wanted it to be, it was in the basement. I wanted it to be clean and have my boys not be afraid to go down there and take a shower. So I tried to get it as light as I could get it. And a couple days later, I was sitting there pondering, looking at the walls, and I see a signature on the wall. Y-R-A-M. I'm not a very excitable guy, so I raced up the steps and demanded who messed up my walls. 7 children pointing fingers all over the place. Unsolved mystery until a few days ago. I keep a box for every one of my children, and it's a paper box, and when they bring home artwork or they're in a school play or something, I put a program in the box. And I was looking through the box, and I came across this picture. You won't be able to see it, but it'll be up here later. You can look at it. It's a beautiful picture. Mary's first day at preschool, she drew this, and I'm sure the teacher said, "What'd you do this summer?" Well, if you know the Sieverts, one of the things they do in the summer is go to the pool. Beautiful picture of Mary swimming in water, nice long legs. John, you may want to put this in the bedroom. Two arms coming out of her head. 3 eyes. Mary wore glasses. She probably got tired of being called 4 eyes, so she made 3. Beautiful blonde hair. And her signature. Y-R-A-M.
Oh, God.
Let's see it.
If you were at Elisa's wedding, you know the rest of this, and it might be a little hard for me to say. But I write a letter to every one of my daughters the day they were born or very early in their life. And Mary's dated August 11th, 1993. Mary Catherine Sievert, from your daddy. I wrote it and I sealed it and I put it away. Sheila's never read it, and obviously nobody else has. To be read on a very special day in your life. God be with you. I love you. Dr. Matt. Flintstones.